Hi, I'm Celso from guara.ca, and today I want to talk about how to troubleshoot possible problems with your model before you even get to the slicer. I kind of rushed this test sprint to see if there was other problems with the model, but when I got to the slicer I could already see some. When I loaded this model on the slicer I was pretty confident that it would print okay, but then I sliced the model and I saw some pretty clear mistakes that I didn't catch before. So the major one that I want to talk about today is how thick everything is in this layer, but as I go up, as I go down, I got really thin around the windows over here. And normally this might not be a problem for most. Like I got at some spots I got to like two extrusions, like 2 lines thick, right? And this might not be a problem. The actual use is just a small area, but if I'm sanding the model, that's where I get worried. If I'm gonna polish and sand and paint, this might be too thin and I might make a hole in the model. So there was other things that I had to fix, but I want to focus on this specific thing, how I could spot this in ZBrush before I even got to the slicer. So here we are in ZBrush. That's the exact same model. If we go under here, it's pretty clear where the mistake happened. A really big brush stroke there that caused it. The problem is you can't really tell, right, like how thick that is. And I use booleans, both mimic the layer stacking so you can identify possible overhangs and things like that you can get rid of so you don't need supports. Not the case here, but also how consistent the thickness of a piece is, and many other problems, to be honest, right? Like floating objects inside and things like that. This can be done in any 3D package that have live booleans, but ZBrush is the one that handles the largest amount of poly count without crashing or struggling. So I usually use ZBrush for this one. And the method is really easy. I just click on append, get a cube, and select the cube. Move out of the way first, and it can be up or down. Usually I make sure that it's gonna involve the entire model. Move it out of the way, turn on live boolean, and then I turn on subtract as the boolean options here. So subtract, it kind of disappears there, but that's not a bad thing. And then I can mimic the layer lines by sliding this cube down, and it's cutting the model as I'm doing, but it's just a preview, so I can see how the printer would build, right? So I can see that it's starting the way I have it set up now. It wouldn't be a good idea to print without support, because some parts are starting in thin air. And as it's going up, I also know that here, like at the wheel hole at the top, it's also gonna need supports there, and I can keep going. And here's the parts that I missed before, where the thickness gets a lot thinner than everywhere else. So and the opposite can be true too, right? Like I think the back here is way too thick. I don't need, like, it's a little bit of a waste of material there. I don't need it to be that thick. And on the top here it gets a little harder to see because I have this it's hard to tell. So I just move the other way. I know the model's not gonna print this way, but I can check the thickness by going from back forward, right? Like, and again, I'm seeing here a big gap. Overall, it's not very noticeable on the model, but when I place a light inside, you can see that's way thinner there. And if I am to sand this model, this is probably gonna be a problem. Pretty simple, right? So hope you have a good day. See you next time.